Hi, I'm Ferg Neal. The word underqualified gets chucked around a lot these days. But when Farrago magazine came up to me and said, Ferg, we want you to go around and interview some of the top comedians in Australia, I said no. That's probably the worst decision you could ever make in your lives. You're about to see that terrible decision come into fruition as we go down to Tom Ballard's house to talk to him about his upcoming show at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Tom.
Yes.
So what they've done, they've got probably the most socially awkward person in the university and told him to interview some of the top comedians in Australia.
The guy with the bow tie?
The guy with the bow tie
Okay.
is interviewing top comedians in Australia in the hope that he doesn't liquidate one of the oldest university papers in Australia.
Good plan.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great.
Good?
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's nice
I'm
day.
interested. It's a beautiful day. We're in my little house here. Yeah, it's all good.
So your first show at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival is called The World Keeps Happening. You describe yourself as a gay, vegetarian, atheist, real-life muffin who will run for Prime Minister in 2000 and probably never.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope to give people who come to your show? And how would you describe your show to a bunch of students?
To a bunch of fucking students. First of all, get a job, you fucking hippies.
Oh.
Please buy tickets. Get a job so you can buy tickets to my show. It would be great. The show is about the state of the world. The world is in absolute chaos. No one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
People want to kill us. The environment's blowing up.
Yeah.
And we're run by a political class of millionaires.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber is popular. The world's gone to shit. And the only possible solution is an hour of hilarious stand-up comedy about terrorism and James Bond and sexism and capitalism and drugs. Enter Tom Ballard. Awards.
So you're hoping to solve issues? Or is it more
Solve is a very strong word. I
Yeah.
tend to solve things.
Yeah.
It's mainly just yelling my opinions with dick jokes scattered throughout it. But yeah, I kind of I've run out of life. I've done shows about coming out as a gay, boring, having my heart broken, a family holiday, when I was accused of anti-Semitism. You know, all the big ones. Yeah, it's a whole other story.
Okay.
But you know, and sort of my comedian life is put up to my personal life. So and I find myself just getting angry and worked up and interested in politics and what's happening in the world. And I read articles on Democracy Now and a lot of Tumblr think pieces. Yeah, and all that just feels like it's really current and seems to be what's occupying me. And so I'm hoping that's what the show is writing the show and jokes and stories about that and seeing how it goes.
I heard something amazing at the Perth Fringe Festival. A guy brought a bag of marijuana to your show.
Yes.
Do you want to tell everyone what happened next?
Well, I talk about drugs in the show. I have a theory about maybe drugs could change this country for the better.
Okay.
And I just said, any fans of drugs in here? And this guy was like, yep. And I say, it's a sting operation. Get him. That's funny. Funny jokes like that. And then anyway, he said, you want some drugs? And I was like, haha, that's funny. And then he pulled out this bag of weed.
How big was it?
It was real big.
Really?
It was
but
really
it
chunky.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Chunky weed.
Chunky. That's a new kind of herb. But he pulled it, and then he did the handshake thing. He tried to do the COVID handshake in front of a room full of 200 people.
Yeah. Wait, did he take it upon himself to do a drug deal, or did you initiate?
Well, there wasn't a deal. It was a donation.
Okay,
really. There was no money exchange hands.
Yeah. But you obviously didn't keep.
I absolutely kept the weed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the type of people who will come into your show.
Yeah. Like students. Students like drugs.
Students love drugs.
Yeah.
So they love you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Alright, in your show you offer quite a few solutions to problems. So what I've done, I've got some people to send in some popular student problems.
Yes.
And hopefully you can solve them. So you're on a tram without a Mikey, and an undercover tick inspector approaches you.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
You pretend that you don't know English.
But what if you're very Caucasian though?
There are white people who can't speak English.
Are there? Yeah, sorry. I'm a philosophy show, I should know. I'm gonna lose my place at uni after this interview.
Probably, yes. That's very problematic, what you just said.
Okay, this is a political one. Because I know you hosted Q&A, you were Tony Jones for a night.
I was.
Were you shitting yourself before you did that or not?
Terrified.
Yeah, very scared.
Yes, I mean, yes, as I say, I'm a comedian, I'm a university dropout, I'm not qualified to do this. And the moment when I knew that wasn't I wasn't ready to do this is like before we went to air, I was talking to the audience warm-up lady. The audience just sitting there waiting to go live to air. It's all very awkward.
Yeah.
I had all this nervous energy. And so I said to Katrina, who's the audience warm-up lady, I said, "Oh, so you ready? You ready? I wanted to say, you ready for the show?"
Yeah.
So I said, "You ready for some craziness? Like, you ready?" But I said it the way I said it. So I said, "Oh, you ready for some Q&A-ness?" And that wasn't...
That's a good pun, but also probably not the pun.
I didn't realise it was a pun until as soon as it left my mouth, the entire audience groaned. And hear...
all these academics.
all these Q&As clench at the same time. But I think we got through it.
It went well. Yeah, I liked it. I probably prefer you to Tony Jones.
Oh, no.
Did they call you before and say, "Can you do it?" And you said...
No, I just rocked up. I poisoned Tony, and I said, "Bella time." Yes, they called me.
So, yeah. Alright, next question. You're sitting down and someone walks in with a gun, followed by Tony Abbott, Corey Bernardi, and Christopher Pine.
Right.
You gotta fuck one, marry one, kill one, go.
So the person's got a gun to my head.
He's got a gun to your head.
Okay.
All the Liberal politicians are naked.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that's terrible imagery
It is.
to have it.
But also an unlikely scenario.
Oh!
Can I just take the gun and kill everyone?
No, you can't. You've got to seduce one. Yeah. Okay. Let's just. It's pretty harsh to kill someone, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Let's just
And
make.
if you're a city politician,
Yeah.
this footage could be interpreted as a threat.
Yeah.
Fucking ASIO
bust us both. Yeah. Maybe. All right. We can move on. We move on with that. Yeah. Without killing people. Love's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to read out some of your quotes.
Mm-hmm.
You can stand by them, applaud them. We can apologise.
Okay, great.
So, at the 2012 Atheist Convention, where you appear to be absolutely off your tits on alcohol,
Let's have some red wine. Not a crime. Is that a crime now? What, am I getting persecuted for that?
you said, "Let's get totally maggoted, rock up to mass tomorrow, and start heckling."
I stand by that. I got a laugh.
That got a really good laugh.
It was on a Saturday night, room full of atheists.
Yeah. Alright, you could walk into Hungry Jack's at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night and just do a shit in the first aid cupboard, and that would still not be the worst thing they'd seen that night. How did you come up with that material? Did you have that experience you'd seen? Because I worked in Hungry Jack's for one day.
Right.
And as a vegetarian. And that was such a poor decision in my life.
It's not, I mean, the food they serve is a whole other sort of problem or something to talk about.
Yeah.
But if you walk down, like, Swanson Street in
Yeah.
Melbourne, and then just that run of fast food near Flinders Street down there, it just seems like society as we know it is thrown out the window.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I feel like when the apocalypse comes, it will look a lot like what McDonald's or Hungry Jack's or KFC are like at about 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So, and it
In
just sort of
there.
made me laugh to think about like how far could you push that.
Yeah.
Shit in the first aid cupboard.
Yeah, and that got a massive laugh as well. When you wanted to
Don't say that like it's a novelty.
No.
It's a rare move. A top analog getting a laugh. Jesus.
Oh.
Brutal.
Alright, when both my grandma and I contracted scabies,
Yep.
I thought, oh my god, grandma and I have been sleeping with the same guy.
Now, that's a bit of comedic hyperbole there.
Yeah.
Grandma did get scabies.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we slept with the same.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
funny,
still
but
stand by?
I hope Grandma isn't upset by that. I don't
Yeah.
think she's watched any of my comments.
Okay.
I think I'm the same Grandma.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, so now talking about something a bit more serious. You've been involved in some amazing work